Greetings from the House of Representatives. This is your state representative, Kerry Condotta. It is winding down here, or is it? We're not sure just yet. Negotiations are going on the final budget, and there is rumor now that we may stay extra days. I see no reason to do that. We know how much money we have. It's a matter of setting the priorities, which is becoming a big problem here for the majority party. The Republicans, in the meantime, are working on policy issues and doing our best to save what we can in our priority list, including state parks, which I know many of you are concerned about. By the time you see this, you'll have heard about the Tea Parties. The day we filmed this is Tea Party Day at Olympia. Over 5,000 people showed up, one of the largest demonstrations we've seen down here in the years I've been here, and for good reason. It isn't just about taxes, folks. It's about the very fundamental operation of government. Our Constitution lays out a representative republic that has worked quite well for many years, but unfortunately we have moved very far away from that original founding formula. The fact is, the states are sovereign units of the government. The federal government was only designed to do certain things, and unfortunately the federal government has morphed into something far larger than anyone ever anticipated. It is printing money and spending money at a rate never before seen. Look at any graph and it would scare the daylights out of anybody that understands economics. The fact is, you cannot spend your way out of a recession, and you cannot borrow your way out of debt, said very ably by a member of the English Parliament named Daniel Hannan. We need to get our fiscal house in order. We need sound money, and we need a sound fiscal policy. This state needs to do the same. Fortunately, we can't print money here. We do have to balance the budget, and that's why it's so much more difficult for the folks here to figure out the priorities. In Washington, D.C., they just put it all on the list and print some more money. We're on a higher deficit. It'll be our end in the long run. But here in Washington, we do have to balance the budget, and that's what they're attempting to do. But in the meantime, they're robbing every fund you can imagine. They're taking money from the Public Works Trust Fund. They're taking money from the capital budget. They're taking money from ORV groups and from boaters. Every little account that has a pot of money in it is being swept because the folks here cannot live on a budget. In the 7 years I've been here, they've never lived on a budget. And you say, oh, what about the devastating cuts? As I've said so many times before, we have just as much money to spend as we did in the last 2 years. Does any business that I know of have that? Does any individual have that? No. Individuals have cut spending dramatically. Businesses have cut overhead by 50%. But this operation can't even balance to zero. They can't even do a zero-cut budget. No, they can't. They need to spend more and more and more. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks, folks, and we'll do our best to look out for your interests in the 12th District. This is your state representative, Kerry Condotta. We'll see you next week when it is the final week, and we'll see what happens.